gotten this blood work done and did not like the number I had.
Mm-hmm.
And before I was even considering any kind of testosterone therapy, I was like, well, what can I do to fix this to myself? What can what can I do? I started looking into it, you know, and this is like pre us creating this program to help, you know, men optimize their hormones. And, you know, lifestyle is a huge part.
Yeah, because there's a natural decrease with age, which like a lot of things, right? Like brand new, out of the womb, 100%, right? But as we get older, levels, all kinds of things tend to decline, but it doesn't mean that they have to completely like hit rock bottom. So absolutely, lifestyle is massive
Right?
impact.
I mean, if you're not sleeping enough, if
Right.
you're not drinking enough water, if you're a smoker, if you do excessive drinking, if you eat a lot of artificial foods, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and the list can go on and on and
Yeah.
on. But if you're getting failing grades in all those other parts of your life, how do you think your hormones are impacted by that?
Yeah.
How do you think your body's response to things is impacted by that? So, you know, lack of physical activity, you know, all these things play into it. You know, living in a stressed or anxious type way all the time it does not bode well for you either, because you're like dripping cortisol.
Yeah.
And people will say, well, what's cortisol? Well, you know, cortisol is what we do need. We don't just need anabolic functions in our body. We need the catabolic functions, right? We need things to break down. You need both. The trouble is people end up being in this catabolic state way too much. And then if they're not getting good sleep, they're not having enough anabolic activity. That's the regrowth, right? That's the repair, the recovery that happens while we sleep.
Well, right. The endocrine system needs like, I think it's around 7-ish. I'll throw 7 out there. I know it's between 5 and 8, but 7 hours. Like it's the night shift. So when you go to sleep at night and then you close your eyes and it becomes dark, that triggers, I'm using very simple analogies here, metaphors. But
I like simple.
So you go to sleep, it gets dark, the endocrine system wakes up and goes, okay, boys, it's night shift, and that's when it does its work. So if you're not sleeping or not getting enough sleep consistently, it's only maybe half getting the job done or even less, and you think over the course of 5, 10, 20 years of the night shift not completing its tasks, what's the result?
Yeah.
Right?
And I love analogies, and that's what you've just said is right on point. It's perfect. I love analogies. It's like the school's closed for the night, and who comes in?
That's right.
The janitorial team.
Yeah.
And they got to clean the
up.
hallways and clean the bathrooms and do all that stuff. But if you don't give them enough time, or if there's not enough janitors, enough custodians to come in and clean that school, what happens? Well, the next day when school starts, there's still a mess here and there.
And it just builds.
Things aren't optimized. And then it builds, and they can never get the school back to where it's supposed to be. And that's what happens with your body, with your system. If you're relying on things to help your performance in the bedroom or in the gym or at work, well, that's not good. You know, that's not the way the body's designed. The body's designed in such a way where if you're, you know, eating the right things and doing the right things cleanly or from nature, you have all that you could even need. So let's just quickly, and I know you have some great notes and things to talk about.
I don't know how great they are.
You're a good note, but I want to just talk really quickly about the decline by age, because we have a great graphic here that kind of shows, like, you know, at 25 years old, a typical male will be like at 100%.
Superhero.
Superhero. And they really are.
They really are, and they should be. I mean, that's what makes you all... You know, it is.
And the same goes for women.
Well, yeah.
Physically, you're kind of in your prime. In those middle 20s, right? And then what happens when you get like 10 years later, right? When you get into your 30s, is you start to see you're coming down the mountain now a little bit, right?
So it's declining.
It's declining. It's a slow decline.
It's gradual. It's gradual, and it's normal. Like, I mean, there's obviously a normal gradual decline that's to be expected.
Exactly.
However, we're talking about what's really going on.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's maybe 1% of a drop annually at this point, right? But by the time you're in your mid 40s or 50 years old, you could be looking at like 50 to 60% of optimal testosterone levels, and that's that's alarming.
Because
It's
that's
like,
not
well,
normal
geez.
gradual decline.
Right, because at that
That's
point,
expedited.
right, that doesn't seem right, and
Yes.
it's really has a lot to do with, I already let the cat out of the bag, with our lifestyle, right? Processed foods. I mean, there's a couple examples, right? Artificial sweeteners, right? Things that are loaded with like mercury or MSG. I mean, how many people rely on takeout food? They don't want to have to, prepare a meal at home, so they get these prepared foods, not always maybe from the best spots or best locations.
Whatever's quick.
Whatever's quick,
right?
And yeah, it might taste good. It might even technically be, good food, I mean, chicken and vegetables and stuff. But what the sauces and the stuff that go with it,
Yeah.
that's you do that often enough, and you're going to pay the price for it at some point. What's even I don't say scarier, but it is alarming. On top of this, is that there are food items and things that actually help to boost our estrogen as men. And so not only are we kind of dealing with a slow decline in our testosterone, but then we start to have this increase in estrogen. And as a guy, that's not really where we want to be, because we're like, fat storage is a little bit easier, and we maybe have more of an emotional issues.
No, it's true.
that guys aren't typically. We're more kind of logical, like type people,
Right?
And when we start playing around with the hormones, we start to not feel quite like ourselves.
Like men.
We don't feel like men.
Yeah.
We feel like there's a confusion,
What's going on?
and there really is. Our body is in a kind of confused state. We don't have the mental clarity that we once had. We don't have the drive that we once had. And so there's items like soy and stuff, which
is often marketed as a health food.
Yep.
Now, again, if you have allergies to lactose and stuff, soy can have its place, but sometimes what's marketed as healthy, whole, clean, you really do need to do your research. You need to, you need to do your research, because soy for a long time was marketed. I know up in Canada, the Canadian Heart and Stroke Foundation had their stamp on all the cartons of soy milk. Well, it's been, when did I move to New Zealand? It's been about at least 7 or 10 years that they removed their stamp of approval from all soy products. Now, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, there is a reason for that. And yeah, oftentimes like big business and stuff can be, can work against us, right? And if we don't do the research, we don't know as people. People are just trying to do what they think is healthy.
Trying to do the best.
Yeah, they're trying to do the best. And then all of a sudden, though, what's nice is that there's so many more options nowadays. I mean, I'm drinking a greens drink right here. It has pea milk in it.
Yeah. And you have no green stuff in your teeth either. I just wanted to let you know that.
Good stuff. You're more prone to heart disease. It's easier for your body to store fat and harder to gain muscle. You can be experiencing increased joint pain, low sex drive, lower energy levels. Okay, so those are just some of the big ones that guys can be looking at when their testosterone, let's say, is extremely low or sucks. And when you're dealing with high testosterone, think back to like in your early 20s, how you kind of felt, right? You are more confident. Your memory is very sharp. You have a positive outlook generally, I would say, on things, right? Healthier heart, easier to burn fat, or metabolize fat, which is your body's ability to use the fat that you have stored in your favor, use it as energy. You have improved sex drive. You look and feel younger. Well, you are younger at that point. But you can have that in your 50s and 60s. We've all met that guy, by the way.
Yeah.
The guy in our neighborhood or the guy at the grocery store or whatever.
The guy in Clearwater Beach.
The guy in Clearwater
still
Beach.
Looks amazing. It's like, what?
Right. He's rollerblading, and he's like, and you're like, look at this guy. He's got a great tan. He's 55 years old.
Smiling.
Smiling.
And he's got that vibe.
Yeah, he's got the vibe.
That joy vibe.
Yeah, and he looks almost like the body of a 20 or 30-year-old, because he probably is, getting all these hormones, where optimized, and testosterone being the number one. I was going to say you have ability to gain muscle faster, and you have optimal circulation and higher energy levels throughout the day. How many times? And that's what one of the main things I was noticing when I was dealing with the lower T is I was having that after lunch grogginess. That 1 to 3 o'clock where
nods.
I just felt like I could just fall right
Yeah.
asleep, And that's, I mean, I would say on some level, when you're digesting food, especially if you eat a big lunch, that can happen, where your body, you get a lot of...
Slow it down so I can do my job.
So I can, your digestion requires a lot of effort from your body. So the blood starts leaving the other areas of your body to focus on that. But if you're checking off all those boxes, you're definitely going to help yourself overcome that midday or afternoon slump that a lot of us kind of fall into.
Yeah.
So I would love for any of the listeners right now to just simply go to strongbydesigntestosterone.com.
Check it out.
Strongbydesigntestosterone.com, and you can read about everything that Tonya and I are talking about right now. You can read about, and if you're interested in that blueprint, take advantage of it, because we put a lot of time and effort into creating this. Really, like I said, is like a 24-hour checklist.
Yep.
And it's not that you are going to fix all your woes in
No.
24 hours,
No.
okay? But you can, in that amount of time, start to make a change in the right direction and start to naturally repair what's broken.
Right. Well.